Hello, 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 and happy Sunday, and welcome to Joanne's Healing Within. I am your host, Joanne Angel Barry Cologne, your certified holistic personal trainer, intuitive healer, cosmic energy reader, medical astrologer, master of numerology, the creator of the Chakra Balance Numerology Cosmic Energy Forecast deck, and also the owner of Holistic Fitness, where I am right now today behind you can see my background. Just got a little distracted based on the fact that my bench is sticking out, but that's okay. All righty, let's get back on track here. So again, I want to just do a little housekeeping, remind you to share, like, and comment on today's show. I will do that in just a minute. And if you happen to have missed last week's episode, I believe I have last week's episode's flyer up. I don't even know if I included it, but last week I had the amazing Dr. Terry Morse on. She was talking about how salt key to health, and she was on last week. So if you missed last week's episode, know that you can go ahead and watch it on Roku, Amazon Fire TV, and also all the channels that we go live on. Facebook to be one of them, right here on Strong Island Television, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and our newest one that we are literally on live right now, Twitch TV. Yay! We are now on another platform. How exciting is that? I just learned about that just about seconds ago. So yeah, so if you missed last week's episode, please go back and watch. Dr. Terry Morse will be back on in July, so stay tuned for that. Anyhow, want to do some more housekeeping just to keep things rolling, as I have some amazing partners that help this show run week after week after week, and I do not want them to go without being noticed. So to start off with, and I do have a list because sometimes I do forget, as I mentioned, we have Dr. Terry Moore. She is the doctor of natural medicine. And then we also have Gabriella. She is the medical intuitive and also the founder of the Live Health Solution. Kendrick Rhea, my favorite astrologer. He'll be coming on sometime in July as well, so stay tuned for that. Then Joe Monkman. He is our shamanic healing practitioner and also wellness advocate. CJ Ives Lopez. Woo, she's one of my favorites as well. She is the host and publisher of The Author's Porch podcast and magazine. Nick Rafter, he's our real estate agent and also journalist, writer, and editor. So he's your go-to man if you're looking for your new home or an apartment, and if you have an article that you want to write. Then we also have Lisa Nice, who is our Mary Kay consultant, beauty consultant for that matter. And last but not least, Miss Kitty Foss, who is our storyteller of astrology and also the host of Intuition of Your Souls, in addition to Amy Martin as well. So those are our amazing partners that help keep this show running week after week after week. So now that I've said all that, got all the important stuff out of the way, let's play. Let's talk about the introduction of today's show. Now, again, I'm going to ask that you go ahead and share out the show, which is what I'm going to do right now, so I do not forget, because sometimes I will. So let's see. There we go. Whoops. I do not forget. We have that echo. So if you have not shared it out yet, please do invite your friends to come watch for today's show, because today's show is an exciting show. I always call the shows exciting when we have a demonstration that's going to take place. After all, my show is called Joanne's Healing Within. I'm here to help you heal from one of the many of hundreds of modalities out there available to us, so we can heal our mind, body, and spirit. So before we dive in, let's talk about the energy of today. Now, earlier today, I did a live on my Facebook page talking about the energy of today, the date today, 6/12/2022. Now, when you take that number and you take the 22 and bring it into a 6, you have a bookcase. I think they call them, I think they call it like, I don't know the exact term, but you have the 6 at the beginning and you got the 6 at the end, and smack in the middle, you have the 12. Now, in the spiritual realm, the number 12 is associated with a spiritual portal, which gives us the ability to connect on a deeper level as a leader with ourselves, And that number 2 is a representation of the partnerships that we do have with one another and also with spirit. And I went and shared all insight in regards to how to connect with your spirit guides. How do you know who your archangels are? How to go about doing that? So if you did not catch that live this morning, please go back and go to my Facebook page, which is just under Joanne Angel Barry Cologne, and just stroll down 1 or 2 posts, because I don't think I posted that much today. So you should be able to find it quite easily. But I do want to speak about, which I left you on a cliffhanger, that date, 6/12/6. When you add it all up, that 6 energy is about how we heal, how we nurture, how we want to heal our families, and how we want to heal our home. Now, when we speak about home, home is about the shelter we live in and also our own body, healing our mind, body, and spirit, and using that energy to do just that. Now, the entire month of June is connected to that energy, but the entire energy of 2022 is all about healing, nurturing, and taking care of our mind, body, and spirit. It's also very much associated with the 6th house in astrology of Virgo. So that 6 is about health, fitness, and wellness, nurturing, healing, home, and family. So there's a lot wrapped up in that energy. Now we add those numbers together, 6/12/6. We get a 24. Now, before I break it down to a single digit, let's just do a little conversation on that 2 and 4. 2, again, is the partnerships, the relationships, the contracts that we all embarked on in this lifetime to help heal ourselves, in addition to partnerships. That 4 is about your foundation that you are building with each person that you will come in contact with, because every one of us connect with each other for a reason. Everybody that comes into your life is coming into your life because they have a purpose to helping you become the best version of who you are. So the next time you feel as though someone has triggered you in a conversation where they annoy the hell out of you, or perhaps maybe they're a pain in your butt, that person is actually helping you heal something from a much deeper layer to help you build a different foundation with yourself and all the external relationships. Now let's take that 2 and 4 and add it together. Well, guess what we get? We get a 6. Today's overall energy, the 6 energy, is about healing, nurturing, being the healer of your own body. Whereas again, if you caught last week's show where we had Dr. Terry Moss on, where she's speaking about how salt is really the key to your health, you are literally the healer to your own body. So if there's anything going on with your body, if there's a physical condition showing up, if you have an illness or a disease, you have the opportunity to heal those issues that show up in your tissues, assuming you take it into your own hands and literally apply your own hands into your healing and healing your mind, body, and spirit, and making note of that. So using today's energy, and in addition to today's energy, we have the entire month of June and the remaining portion of 2022 to do this work. So there's really no excuses. Every single day in the month of, in the year of 2022, you have this ability to really dig deep into whatever physical symptoms are showing up, whatever illnesses are being amplified, and if your disease is just like really on fire right now, this is your time to use this year to really take control of your own health. And there are so many modalities out there that can actually help you. Whereas you don't necessarily have to look towards the Western medicine. You can really apply the natural medicine, whether it would be Reiki, crystals, essential oils, astrology, numerology, and there's so many more to apply to helping to heal your mind, body, and spirit. And if you do need to combine the Western medicine with the natural medicine, that's fine too. But really getting to that place where you can learn how to minimize the Western medicine and maximize the natural medicine. So with that being said, I want to just pull a card for today to help you really tap into that one chakra so you can work on today, because after all, I want to help you with something for today. I want you to walk away knowing that you can heal something today. You don't have to wait an entire year to heal. So let's see that one card. Interesting card to show up here. Now the card's in reverse, which means every one of us can benefit from this card. So everybody today who is watching today's show, and if you're watching on the replay, you have literally 24 hours to redeem this. Everybody is welcome to receive a complimentary 15-minute Reiki treatment virtually by me. So if you are interested in redeeming, those who are watching live can redeem within the hour. Those who are watching on the replay, you have 24 hours to do this. And I'll make it really simple. Everyone has 24 hours to redeem this card today. The chakra to work on today is the heart chakra, which makes a lot of sense because it is really about healing the matters of the heart when it comes to the home, family, and being the healer of your own body, mind, and spirit. So that's our card for today, guys. With that being said, I want to just give a shout out before I take a commercial break to Cindy and also James for being here with us today. Thank you so much for tuning in. And remember to invite your friends to pop in as well. We'll take a quick commercial break. And when I come back, I will be sharing my two amazing guests. Today is an astrology demonstration. And the topic for today, very quickly, is stages for your third act. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Hi, everyone. I'm Kitty Foss.
And I'm Amy J.
And we're Intuition of the Soul. We are a Facebook and YouTube group that has created a sacred spiritual place to look at your spiritual practices.
And there's too much to tell you about what we do, but let me tell you, we have weekly activities, we have monthly activities, and you are not going to want to miss our spiritual practitioner series. So join us on Intuition of the Soul.
Aloha.
Hi, my name is Lisa Nice, and I'm an independent beauty consultant for Mary Kay. I'm also a single mom of 5 and a physical therapist, so I love Mary Kay because it fits so nicely into my lifestyle. New year, new you. I'm looking for 15 faces, and it's a free either facial or a glam look. You get free samples, and you get entered to win a $200 beautiful Kate Spade bag. So if anything about this commercial has interested you, like number 1, the opportunity, number 2, be a face. So call me, 908-546-0266. Try it, you're gonna love it.
Welcome back to Joanne's Healing Within. For those of you who are just tuning in with us, I am your host, Joanne Angel Barry Cologne. I have my two amazing guests here, but before I dive into introducing them, for those of you who are just tuning in, remember to share, like, and comment. Know that you'll have to come back and watch on the replay to catch the introduction of today's show. We are now going live on a new platform today, which I'm just going to share that with you guys. We are now on Twitch TV. We are the very first show to be there. So yay for us, an additional platform. How exciting. If you missed the introduction for today, our card for today is associated with the heart chakra. And the 00s are all about choices and potential. You always have a choice. There's never one way of doing something. There's always another way. And you're all invited to redeem a 15-minute complimentary Reiki treatment by me. To redeem this, you must redeem within 24 hours. So all you have to do is redeem. You can put a comment below in the comment here if you're watching live. If you're watching on the replay, put a comment there or email healingwithin76@gmail.com. The chakra is the heart chakra. Makes sense because it really is about the matters of the heart. As we think about this energy that we're in right now, the collective 2022 energy, which is 6, healing, healer, nurturer, family and home, mind, body, and spirit. So with that being said, as I said earlier, prior to going to commercial break, today's show is a demo. So I have here with me, I'm super excited. I have two of my favorite people. I have Kitty Foss, who is our storyteller of astrology. She will be doing a demonstration with Lisa Nice, who is our beauty consultant of Mary Kay. So Kitty, go ahead and take it away. Explain what it is you're going to be doing. Explain who you are. Share it all out.
Again, I'm Kitty Foss. I call myself a storytelling astrologer. I will read your charts. I do regular birth charts. I also do solar return charts. And today we're going to be talking to Lisa. Now, I've had a chance to look at Lisa's chart and read for her. And today we're going to do a little additional piece called her Chiron return. She is in or just ending her Chiron return. And for those who don't know, Chiron is an asteroid in your chart that is called your wounded healer. And Joanne and I began having this discussion about the fact that for women, it's not for men, but women especially, starting at age 41 and 42, there are these progressions that we go through in our third act of astrology. And kind of our third act of our play. And there's an amazing book I want right off the bat by Elizabeth Spring called Astrology for the Third Act of Life. And I've used it to help people read where they are in, not only using their natal chart, but also looking at what stage they're in. I had a great chance to talk about her chart. Amazingly interesting chart, Lisa, you have. And she is what is called a Virgo's Virgo. She has a stellium in Virgo, and it's all in the first house mainly. So it's right there. First is the house of who you are, your storefront. And so it's right there for people to see, isn't it, Lisa?
Yes.
Yeah. It's right out there. She doesn't, it is an energy that people will see automatically from her. And so this part of the reading is looking at the fact that she's in a Chiron return. So we have these points, 40, 42, 51, 52, 53. We have a Chiron return. Then we go into something that's called their second lunar return. Then we have our Saturn return. So we have these points in our third act of astrology. And so Lisa was born in 1968, correct? You don't mind me sharing when you're born, do you?
No, not at all.
This is about being transparent.
No, it is about being transparent. Since I'm going to read your permission, right? Lisa, I have your permission to share your chart.
Yes,
Yeah.
you do.
It's very important. It's very important the person ask for sure, because your chart is your personal imprint, your personal energy. And when astrology does a reading, it's a exchange between each other. But Joanne and I thought it would be kind of interesting for people to find out about some of these other stages. So Chiron is your wounded healer. Lisa's is in Aries. And by the way, the world's Chiron is in Aries right now. So the energy I'm going to be talking about for Lisa is available for all of us now. Chiron, again, is the wounded healer. It is the energy of what we come in with our ancestral wounds and what we encounter in this lifetime that we are meant to heal. And Chiron archetype, it was a healer. He was taught by Apollo. He was a centaur, and he could not heal his own wound. But the best way to deal with our own wounds is to learn and heal other people with whatever the energy is. Now, Chiron comes for us to understand that it's about deepening ourselves. And this Chiron return is one of our last times that we take a look at who we authentically are. This is no holds bar. I'm going to be who I'm going to be. And Joanne, feel free to jump in anytime that you want to ask any questions, or Lisa, please.
Perfect.
This is moving the last of our false persona away. It's all about our empowerment to use our wound to support others. I've read that it's like taking the Teflon off the frying pan. There's no more bouncing the stuff off. It's really owning what we are. And this is the powerless, quote unquote, place of energy where we search to support others. So therefore we attract what we need to heal. Now, very interesting. One of the things that's most interesting about as we study Chiron is that social media has changed how we deal with our Chiron wound, because often our Chiron wound was something that we took on the wounds of our parents and our ancestors and our traditions. But one of the things that social media has brought to us is choices. So we can really start to deal with Chiron much earlier. And, you know, one of the examples in the book I read is that it's like one of the things that's happening now would be the debate about our reproductive rights. And I'm not here to be political at all, but the fact that there are so many places to seek opinions, where before, when we were dealing with our Chiron moon, we were pushing against our family and the constructs that were closest to us, allows us to even heal more deeply than we once could, because we have the ability to look beyond what we ancestrally have. And for the world right now, that's important, because there's a lot. Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. We are all in a new ability to heal. So that's
Kitty,
really,
Kitty, before you go further on that, what I would like to ask, because in regards to when you mentioned earlier about the ages of a Chiron return, could you just repeat those ages again? Because there's a few new people popping in, and I just want them to be aware of what those ages are.
51 up to 53. It depends where the degree of Chiron was in your chart.
Excellent.
So, and that's why it can be within any of those ages. Of course, the first step is to acknowledge what the wound is that we were, quote unquote, powerless over, and it's kind of a coming out. And what this is about is we're being asked at those ages to see our story differently, to let go of what we necessarily thought we should be and see what we're being driven. Now, Chiron on your chart is the shape of a key, and that's the whole purpose of this. It's about helping your wound heal. What is the key to unlocking and releasing the way of our parents and our ancestor, so that we don't take this energy into yet another lifetime?
Excellent.
Your Chiron was set up kind of 10 years before you actually enter into it. At 41, 42, 43, again, depending the degree of where Uranus is in your chart, you were looking at an awakening. Your early 40s always bring some kind of deeper awakening. And not only is Uranus the planet of awakening, but it is the planet of chaos. So you kind of get launched in that 10-year period of looking at where are the chaotic pieces in your life. When Chiron steps forward, it's asking you to be your very, very authentic you.
Now, Katie, before you go further, I want to find out from Lisa regarding everything that you're saying, explaining. If she is familiar, she doesn't have to share it, but if she's familiar at that time frame, if there was anything going on in her life at that time that actually is resonating with her based on what you're actually saying, that from the age of, let's say, 40, 42, some things might have showed up in her life to match that Chiron return energy coming in. Does that hold true for you, Lisa?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, and like I said, you don't necessarily have to share, but if you'd like to share one or two things, that would be great. So at least our audience has an understanding to how this actually works.
During those years, I realized that I was in a lot of chaos and I had to make some changes. And I made some very big changes in my life. One of them giving up addiction of alcohol, and I became sober during that time.
Beautiful. Thank you for being that transparent. I appreciate that.
And your Uranus itself is in Virgo in her second house. So what that meant for her in that time was about stability. It was about her stabilizing in all the small pieces of her life. And the chaos was that she couldn't hold on to those pieces. So addiction is a perfect example of one of the ways that stops. So that was 10 years ago. So now she is looking at her Chiron energy, and her Chiron is in Aries. And her Chiron energy in Aries is in the 8th house. And that's an important thing for people to understand. You have an asteroid or a planet that is, so this is her wounded healer. it's in a sign. So that's how the energy, how it kind of shows up. But the house is very important because that's where the conversation takes place.
Oh, is
And
her Chiron in
so we
Aries or is
use
it
that
Virgo?
energy. Her Chiron is in Aries, which is, by the way, like I said, the world's Chiron, but it's in the 8th house, which is the house of transformation,
Beautiful.
the house of death and rebirth. So not only is her Chiron asking her to step forward in the most authentic way to accept her power, it's asking her to transform, do it. It's asking her to absolutely be reborn, go through some kind of death and transformation, because that's where the conversation is taking place. So again, the first steps in the Chiron return are making sure that we, just like any 12-step program, admitting we are powerless and that we are ready to look at what we need to change. It's kind of a coming out moment, the Chiron. We're about to hear a leaf blower come right by me for a minute. But of course, and you know, this might be a time where people remarry. This might be a time where people move. This might be a time where people decide, you know what, this career I'm in, not quite for me, and extend the career. This is about your family karmic inheritance, but it's also your ancestral inheritance. So again, this is where social media, at one time, 51 would be a lot of rebellion against what was around you, but now the world is bigger in the internet, so it's a little easier to search for your tribe, to search for the way to do this. This is our way of releasing all of those old patterns that we might have bought into and have pretty much remained somewhat unconscious, and now they're coming up for us in that 50, 51, 52. In other words, the biggest question is, what is it I want my life to look like in this last act? What is it that I need to start exploring? Chiron often works with your North Node, your soul's highest purpose. It's now really, it's calling forward to say, work on this wound so we can get our soul learning. And it's also working with your sun, the center of who you are. And in Lisa's case, this is about Virgo. Virgo, very misunderstood sign of the zodiac. Virgo is about not only taking the little pieces to find the bigger picture in the system, but it is the problem solver. It is able to figure things out. So it's an amazing energy to be working with this Aries that wants her to find something new, wants her to find her authentic self. And there have been periods in her life, and when she shared that she had addictions, where she wouldn't be accepting of who she was. And that's one of the things that this Chiron in Aries is demanding. It's not just asking, it is demanding. It will, you know, this is one of those periods that you either do it or you end up kind of off in your own world and you realize something's happened. Now, interestingly enough, Lisa, yours has been multiplied because the world has had this energy. The world's Chiron has been being asked, what is it we want? Right through this 2020 pandemic. What is it we want to be? What is it we want to see? What's important in our lives? What authentically do we want our world to be? And that's some of the fighting you see, because Aries, as we know, is the warrior energy. Aries is a warrior and wants what it wants. So, so looking at Chiron, so Chiron travels its orbit between Saturn, our structure, and Uranus, our awakening. And so it's called the bridge. So that's why Chiron is asking us, what are we going to do with our structure that makes us be who we want? And I'm willing to awaken and be chaotic. So that's where it is. It's women go through it when they're physically going through menopause. It's a very physical piece, and men often have their own things that they go through in the beginning of their 50s with prostrate and all that stuff. So there is a physical component to a Chiron return that is happening, and depending on your own sun sign, and hers is an earth sun sign, There's a physical component that she is dealing with. Because it's getting ready for this period from about 54 to 56, where I've now looked at authentically what do I want to be, and I'm ready to come home to myself from this 54 in a second lunar return of my private energy. So, and especially because this is in Aries, it's asking her for not only to be authentic with herself, but to ask that of other people too. As she requires that and encourages other people's authenticity, she herself will heal her wound. I'm looking at my notes because I ended up not being able to be on my computer. I wrote down all of your signs, Lisa.
Yes, because we cannot possibly remember all of this. I mean, there's just too much to remember. Too much to remember.
No.
But I want to let the audience be aware that as Lisa is going through this Chiron return in Aries, the entire world is, as Kitty is saying. So anyone who's watching this show today with us or watching live, make sure you look at your chart to see where it is on your chart and recognize that you too are going through what I like to call a midlife crisis. Every one of us are pulling things away, especially if you are in the ages of that 51 right through 54 you said, Kitty?
Yes.
So you are reinventing who you are. And as Kitty mentioned earlier, yes, there could very well be a change in your relationship, meaning maybe you're getting married, maybe you're getting a divorce. There could be a change in your career, specifically career. I find with a lot of people lately that I've been working with, where they are in the mindset of like, this doesn't serve me anymore. So what am I supposed to be doing? And from what I understand regarding this shift with the Chiron in Aries return, it's one of those situations where, let's say for Lisa, if she's not willing, and this is not just for Lisa, this is for everybody, if you're not willing to take the step and move out on your own to do this, I do believe, and I'm sure Kitty's going to agree, the universe is going to sort of push you out. So you're going to be forced to take that leap of faith and move into a different direction. So I always recommend, you know what? If you do it by choice, it's a little easier. When the universe pushes you, it's like being pushed out of a plane and you do not have a parachute to come down safely with. So I don't know about you guys. I'd rather put that parachute on and take the choice myself rather than having the universe push me. Kitty, what do you believe? Would you want to be pushed or you want that parachute?
Well, if I'm not aligned, then the universe keeps bringing it back to me. It's a spiral. It comes back to me over and over and over again. And then it gets louder. That's what happens, is it gets louder. That's all. And until I pay attention to it, or I get buried by it. So yeah, I prefer not to be pushed out of the plane. I prefer to get the parachute on and say, okay, I'm right with you, and I'm going to have the faith to go. So
exactly.
Yeah.
And Lisa, how about for you? Which way would you like to go?
Well, at different times in my life, I've been pushed out of the plane. Sometimes that's what I need, is that push.
So you like the bruises, you want the bumps, you want your scars to show that, hey, the universe had to push me because I just wasn't quite ready to do it on my own. Is that what we're saying?
Kind of. I mean, that is my authentic self. Sometimes need that kick in the butt,
Well, maybe you'll do it differently this time around, and maybe you will decide to put that parachute on and do it on your own. Yeah. After all, Saturn's in retrograde right now, right for the perfect time of that. Yes, Kitty?
Well, and I'm about to say, not only because you're on this bridge between Saturn and Uranus, your chaos could be more towards the awakening versus the chaotic kick in the butt kind of energy. Because, the one thing about the universe is it's all out there for us, but we have to ask. We have to remember to ask. Like, if I want to do it differently, I got to remember to ask that from the universe, And that's been kind of the interesting part of, this entered in 2019, and then it kind of retrograde back in, and then we've been going on, and it will be there till 2026 and 2027 when it finally leaves again on April 14th. where it will go into Taurus. But it's been asking us, what do you want to be? This is what Chiron and Aries is about. Now remember, it's where the conversation takes place. So if you're looking at your chart, look at where the conversation. For Lisa, it's in the house of rebirth. It's in the house of, quote unquote, the taboo. What deep dark diving can she do into the shadow self to pull those pieces up to be her authentic self? What perhaps has she been frightened that she's seen? You're talking about the 8th house. You're talking about the house of transformation. So not only is she in this bridge with chaos, but it's in transformation that it's asking her to step forward to her authentic self. That's where the conversation's taking place. My personal Chiron's in the 2nd house, which is about values. What are my values? Ultimately, I'm feeling my wound happens to be in Aquarius, which is not feeling good enough. So it's about what I valued and good enough. What is that bringing? And I talked about this. When those feelings come forth, like I feel like I'm having to choose my authentic self, that's an opportunity to North Node is say, what does my soul want me to do? What is the energy of my soul? And in Lisa's case, I would bet that in Lisa's case, very interestingly enough, her North Node is with her crown. So when it's activating, it's directly talking to her. It is time for you in this Aries to step forward and change something. Start something new. When I'm feeling I'm not being authentic, it's asking her, what is it now I'm going to work on that and that I'm being called to be? Makes sense for you, Lisa?
Yes.
In this last couple, and exactly where you are. So, I mean, she has so much amazing intuitive energy because of the stellium she's got in Virgo, that her intuition she knows things and she has no reason why she knows them, but that's because she knows all these little pieces because of that Virgo piece. And we talked about that a little. That's an amazing gift. Now she's got this airy energy with both her Chiron and North Node that she can start anything she's being led to that comes forward. And it's in this house of, the taboo or something, rebirth of something, or something that she may have thought about 10 years ago that's getting louder and louder and calling her. So
Excellent. So what we're going to do here is we're going to take a quick commercial break. But before we take that commercial break, Kitty, let everyone know how they can reach you.
Sure. You can reach me through Joanne if you can't remember anything else. You can reach me on Facebook through Intuition of the Soul. That is a private Facebook group that's a free group. We offer many classes. We also have a class in astrology called Optimize. And you can email me at intuitionofthesoul11@gmail.com.
Excellent.
And it's all one word, Intuition of the Soul.
Excellent. And Lisa, how can they reach you?
I'm on Facebook, Lisa Nice, or you can text me 908-546-0266. That's the easiest way.
Excellent. So what we're going to do is we're going to take that quick commercial break, and then when we come back, we're going to do a little, Kitty might provide a tip or two for each of you in reference to going forward, but we'll be right back with that.
Hey, this is Joe Monkman, and I am a personal development trainer. And that means that I help people step into their leadership roles, take their place as a visionary, really understand their own mastery in the world so that they can really find their place at the buffet of life. And if you want to know more, you can find me on my Facebook page at Joe Monkman and joemonkman@gmail.com.
Hello, my name is Nick Rafter, journalist, writer, editor. I'm happy to be offering copy editing and line editing services at competitive industry rates. If you have a book or any document that needs to be edited and thoroughly looked through, please contact me at nickrafter@gmail.com. Let's discuss how to get that work done. That's Nick Rafter, NICKRAFTER, @gmail.com. I hope to hear from you soon.
Each of us has a mission. What's your mission? Would you like to become a community health resource specialist so you can help your family and your community? For more information on this new training, email me at terry@morsewellness.com. That's TERRY @MORSE wellness.com. You can become a community health resource specialist.
Welcome back to Joanne's Healing Within. For those of you who are just tuning in, I'm your host, Joanne Angel Barry Cologne. I have my two amazing guests here today with me. We are doing, or shall we say, what's being done today is an astrology demonstration on the Chiron return. For those of you who've missed up until now, please, please, please go back later and watch. You can watch this on the replay. You can watch on Roku, Amazon Fire TV, oh my God, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, Roku, and our latest Twitch TV. So if you missed it, please go back and watch. But being that you're here, remember to comment, like, and share this out. And my two amazing guests, Kitty and Lisa here. Kitty is our storyteller of astrology. Lisa is our beauty consultant of Mary Kay. So Kitty is going to provide 1 or 2 tips for all of us who are watching in regards to astrology, because I'm sure every one of us read our astrology forecast or listens to astrology forecast, and Kitty's going to give some insight on that right now.
So, well, today we've been doing the Chiron, and I think Chiron, you can get a chart free on, you can just Google free astrological charts. If you are a person that studies astrology or interested in it, when you read your sun sign, that is about the core of you, but you have some other important things, like knowing where the planets are in the sky is pretty important. Like, here's an example. Right now, starting tomorrow, our 3 personal planets, Venus, Mars, and Mercury, are all in their home signs. So this is going to be a time of alignment. So if you happen to know something about astrology, look at where your Mercury, your Venus, and your Mars are, and where they're having this conversation. The other tip that I would give you is, it's to get a reading is really very helpful, but to study and to talk about energies, just have an idea, make yourself understand what an astrology chart is. It's a study of archetypes. It's a study of energy and how we use them and where we use them in our charts. And so find an astrologist to give you a story. And if you're interested, reach out and find a group maybe. There are many groups out there. We happen to have one called Optimize, where we just learn how to look at our own energy. Because it's not a one and done. It's forever changing. Joanne will tell you, we spend hours talking about the energy and where it's coming from and going back to refer to our own charts. So, have fun with it.
And it changes. So. It changes. Kitty, what is the short, besides for Mercury, Mercury's in retrograde for 3 weeks. So what is the planets that's the shortest period of time before it transfers into a different zodiac sign? Which planet is the shortest one?
It's Mercury.
Oh, it is Mercury. So all the other planets stay where they are for a period of time.
And actually, some of them literally change how fast they can travel. Depending, Chiron actually can do that. Chiron can go transit really quickly at a certain point. But Mercury's actually out of retrograde right now. And the reason why everybody thinks that Mercury retrograde is so deadly is because Mercury's in charge of communication. So when it's retrograde, it wants you to pay attention to your thoughts and what you're thinking versus your devices. So it messes with them. Simple. Excellent. That's what it does.
Excellent, excellent. I love that. I love that insight you just provided.
Oh, actually, what changes the most is the moon.
Yes, that moves every 2.5 days.
Fastest is the moon.
Yes. And Lisa, do you have a question
it goes?
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, I was just going to say, and what does change with the moon is the void of course, which is when it pauses before it goes into another sign. But that's for deeper understanding in astrology.
And
So,
we'll do that at a different time. I'm sure I'm going to get you back on here. We could just talk about the moon's energy. Oh my God.
oh yeah.
What's involved with that? Yes. So Lisa, do you have a question that you would like to ask Kitty that perhaps we didn't touch base on during this demonstration?
I just wanted to know, with the Chiron and the changes that I'm, awakening to, because I am currently in transition with career, but I'm also deep diving into a lot of my hobbies that, I never had time for before. So I just wanted to know, is there something that I should specifically focus on? Like more career change, or should I also dabble in what kind of interests me?
Well, your career point is in Taurus, so it's about what you value at the time. And since you're looking at your authentic side, what is it that you value? Where do you want to spend your time? Because it's happening in the 8th house, it has a lot to do with spirituality and mortality. And it's consciously working to heal any losses of control you may have had in your life. So look at what empowers you, because your conversation is happening in the 8th house. Does that help?
Yes, definitely. Thank you.
Okay. Perfect. I love that. So yeah, so we are literally at the end of this segment for today. When we do demos, it just seems like it goes so quickly. So again, for everyone who's watching, again, please take the opportunity to, if you have never uploaded your astrology chart, your personal astrology chart, to go ahead and do so. I truly believe it really is your GPS. If you follow anybody in regards to astrology, it will definitely help you understand what's going on in your life at the given time. However, if you follow Kitty and I, you'll definitely be on point to what's going on, because Kitty and I, we have a very special way of doing astrology, and we both do it very differently, but at the same token, it almost seems like we do it very much alike as well. But I do believe it is a GPS, and it will help you. And if there's anything that's going on in your life right now that you feel a little overwhelmed by, I will bet you that it's definitely something that's in your chart and is supposed to be taking place. Otherwise, it wouldn't be there. So Kitty, again, let everybody know how they can reach you.
Sure, you can reach me at intuitionofthesoul11@gmail.com. You can also reach out at Intuition of the Soul Facebook group. It's a free private group. We bring on speakers like Joanne, come and do programs. We have spirit communication, which is a practice. We have all kinds of things. And once a week, we give you the vibe of the week. We tell you what's in the stars and so it does help for the week, because that's a really important part of astrology. You have your energy, but where are the stars talking to you?
Exactly.
And if really you can't find me, contact Joanne. She'll let me know.
Definitely. There's no way you won't be able to find Kitty. She's everywhere. All you got to do is just plug in Intuition of the Soul, go to that search bar, and you'll find her, because she's there. And Lisa, how can people find you?
Well, either through you, like Kitty just said, or I am on Facebook. My name is Lisa Nice, or 908-546-0266. You can shoot me a text message or whatever. I'm always available. Thank you.
Excellent. So ladies, thank you so much for this. And Lisa, thank you for being transparent and sharing all that you've shared. And Kitty, for bringing your wisdom to the table today and helping our audience better understand Chiron with this demonstration. So thank you, both of you. We're going to take a quick commercial break. And when I come back, I'm going to give you the conclusion of today's show. So hang in there and we'll be right back.
Hi, I'm CJ. The Author's Porch is a community where you find good books and good people. We collaborate with services that deliver quality to authors and publish a magazine for authors by authors. Come by, let us feature you or review your book. Coffee is always on, and no matter what time you arrive or where you come from, the porch light is always on.
Hi guys, I'm Kendrick Cortez Greer, personal astrologer and astrological counselor here in Brooklyn, New York. I've been an astrologer for over 23 years now, providing astrological readings, counseling sessions, workshops, and corporate events all throughout the tri-state area. I've been very blessed and lucky to have clients all throughout the United States and beyond. If you're interested in a reading that is warm, heartfelt, honest, and conducive to speaking to one of your best friends, please contact me at 917-863-7528. You can also email me at kendrickstar@gmail.com. That's Kendrick, STAR, @gmail.com. And for you Insta people, find me on Instagram at Kendrick Cortez Astrology. I look forward to hearing from you soon. Toodles.
If you are turned off by conventional medicine and their mantra, do you want meds for that? There's a better option. I'm Gabriella Mihalichin, medical intuitive and healer. Let me help you find the root cause of your illness and guide you through healing. My intuitive method directs your body to heal itself and removes barriers to healing. I invite you to schedule a session today at alivehealthsolutions.com.
Hello and welcome back to Joanne's Healing Within. For those of you who are just tuning in, oh my God, you are here at the very last portion of today's show. You missed an amazing demonstration today. I had two amazing guests on, Kitty Foss, who is our storyteller of astrology, and our amazing volunteer, Lisa Nice, who is so transparent today in regards to having her astrology chart reviewed and sharing some amazing insight with us. Now, here it is. When we think about the astrology chart, it is a personal thing, and you can get yours as well. All you have to do is go to any of the free sites that are on Google. All you have to do is type in astrology free natal chart, and you'll have your own. And it's really something you want to have because it really is your GPS. It will help you understand what's going on in your life. And of course, if you don't know how to read it, that's where you can connect with Kitty Foss. She will teach you how to read it. She actually does classes on that. So please, please, please go ahead and check it out. Check out today's show. Come back and watch it on the replay. You can watch on Roku, Amazon Fire TV, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, right here on Facebook, Strong Island Television, and our newest channel, which is called, which I flipped it over, which is called Twitch TV. Brand new for me, so forgive me for the hesitation. Anyway, just to conclude for today's show, some of our amazing partners have some amazing promos going on. So you want to check them out. And there's a flyer for each one. So feel free to read those flyers for any of the information you would need from them. We have to start off with Spirit Messages and Energy Insights, hosted by Joe Monkman. Then we have the Author's Porch podcast and the monthly magazine, well, not monthly magazine, it comes out 4 times a year, and that is podcast hosted by CJ Ives Lopez, along with the amazing magazine as well. Intuition of the Soul, which is hosted by the very, very guest we had today, Kitty Foss, and also Amy Martin. Then we have Morse Wellness, Self-Healing, Education, and Regression, as I said, by Dr. Terry Morse. Last but not least, one of our amazing, amazing Nick Rafter, where he can help you find your place. So check him out. Check out all of our amazing partners. They all have something to offer. And next week is Father's Day. So for all who celebrate, happy Father's Day in advance. I will not be on next week because it is Father's Day, but I'll be back the following, which I believe is the 26th. And I will have on the 26th, one of my guests that I had on today, Lisa Nice, will be back. She will be talking about what she does. So feel free to put that on your calendar, save the date, set your alarm clock, whatever it is you need to do to be here with us at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. So I do look forward to seeing you all. And again, go get your own natal chart so you can understand your astrology and understand that your astrology chart is really your GPS, and it will help you navigate what's going on in your life right now so it doesn't feel so chaotic. Because remember, Chiron is in Aries right now, and depending on where it is on your chart, what house is it is in, what's going on for you, you have a choice. You can either be given the parachute and flow nicely out of the plane, or you get knocked out of the plane and get a lot of bruises. Whichever way you choose to go, it's your choice. But that's Chiron and Aries. Thank you today for being here with me, sharing your energy, and I look forward to seeing you back here in 2 weeks from now. Have a blessed day, everyone. Bye-bye for now.